This spell's so OP.
What spell?
It's Avada Kedavra.
Hey everyone, welcome to GameGorgon. My name's Indigo.
And I'm Krug.
And today we're talking about the Wizard!
If your name is Harry, by law you have to play this class.
Yeah.
And then everybody in your party
has to say you're a wizard.
Has to say you're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry.
What's the wizard? You know that nerd meme where like Milhouse goes, nerd, or maybe it's Homer, somebody from The Simpsons screams nerd at somebody else from The Simpsons.
Nerd!
You're the butt of that joke. You're just a giant nerd.
Nerds! Nerd! Nerd!
With a book, and then the book makes you really strong because you wrote some spells down in it. So you have neat handwriting, right? That's something that we can extrapolate from that information. And nobody likes you.
I don't think any of those things
Welcome to the wizard.
See, and I always imagine wizards are more like doctors where no one can read their handwriting but them. And so like that, knowing how to read magic is just knowing how to read doctor.
Like when you write something in Arcane, it's actually just common in very sloppy handwriting.
Well, if you couldn't tell, the wizard excels at being very, very smart.
You're brainy.
He's a wizard.
Your intelligence is your main spell casting ability, so it's going to affect all of your things. Your languages that you learn, you're gonna have additional skills that you can be trained in, and it's going to determine how strong your spells are on hitting, as well as how difficult it is to avoid them.
Yep, all of those things are true. Basically, everything your character does is because of int, and because of that, I think it's very important for you, since you're kind of squishy, and you're also a very high priority target in most encounters for the enemy. The second stat, your secondary stat, should be something that helps you stay alive.
You shall not pass!
So con or dex for AC, since you might not be wearing armor, probably won't be wearing, at least if light armor, if any, probably cloth or none. That should be kind of where your secondary stats going.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about survivability for the wizard? Do you think dex is better for a little bit of extra AC, or do you think con's better for a little bit of extra health? Let us know down in the comments. This is going to be a heated debate.
I mean, yeah.
I'm into dex.
I'm into con.
You really?
Yeah.
I'm into dex because you can augment your AC with spells.
I
So you
gotcha.
have a little higher base to like push it up even further.
Yeah, but I feel more secure in being able to take 2 or 3 hits than hope and pray that I don't get hit once.
That's true. The counterpoint for AC is, what about crits?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I died.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, where do you think your class fails?
It's gonna be strength.
Yeah.
Same thing as the sorcerer.
Yeah.
You cast spells at stuff. Hey, fun fact, pro tip for casters. If something can be lifted out of the way, almost certainly you can also blow it up out of the way with a spell.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
You shouldn't need strength whatsoever. While the sorcerer can charm other people to convince them to do it, you have to use pure brain to figure it out. So
again, fireball.
yeah,
It's fine. It'll be fine. What else do you get as a wizard? You get actually some pretty cool features. The first of which is Arcane Focus. So when you are prepping for the day, you designate an item as your Arcane Focus, and then during that day, you can drain the power from your Arcane Focus and use it to cast a spell that you have prepared and have already cast that day without using a spell slot. It is basically the wizard's back pocket thing.
Sure.
You just like, instead of spontaneously making something stronger, you're spontaneously getting a free cast of a spell.
a free recast.
A free recast of a spell, that's a more accurate way of putting it for sure.
Well, once you're a wizard, you have to kind of pick out what you're really good at. So you're going to pick what school of magic that you're really good at, and by doing that, you're going to be able to gain 1 additional spell per spell slot of that specific kind.
Correct. You also get a special school power that you can cast with a pool of spell points that you get. The schools are Abjuration,
Conjuration,
Divination,
Enchantment,
Evocation,
Illusion,
Necromancy,
Transmutation.
and Universalist. The Universalist one works a little bit differently.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you gain 1 additional spell slot across the board, but you don't gain, I don't remember.
A power.
Yeah, you don't gain like a special power. So you can like, that extra spell slot could go for anything.
If you're coming from Dungeons and Dragons, Counterspell is kind of a feat now. It's not kind of a feat.
It is a feat.
It is a feat. I don't know why I'm being so wishy-washy. I actually super love the way Counterspell works here. You basically pick a spell slot to try and counter the spell that's being cast. You lose that spell slot as though you had cast that spell, and then that's the spell that you're countering is countered if it's that spell slot level or lower. I think that's really cool because you don't have to like designate a specific
spell level.
Yeah, and like learn it at a specific level. Like you can just like, it's more important for me to counter the spell than it is for me to cast whatever this thing is that I prepared. I can just now freely use it to counter spell. It's like if you misprepared yourself, you didn't gimp yourself completely if you're fighting against other casters.
Exactly.
The rest of your feats kind of take 3 tones to the wizard. They can either augment your spell casting, augment your kind of familiar and what your familiar can do for you, or they can augment your school power. I was going to say bloodline, but that's the sorcerer. We just recorded that video, and I'm getting them confused. There's also, at level 20, you get combined spells. You basically take 2 spells that are only single target and put them into one spell if they have the same method of hitting. So they both have to be saving throws, they both have to be attack rolls. And then you do the thing once, whether it's an attack roll or a saving throw, and it is the result of both spells. And so you basically can mix and match spells at level 20. And
Cool.
you get 1 slot of it, right?
Sure.
So you can't just like, oh, I'm gonna make all my slots combined. But like that one cast could be super strong and like do some cool stuff, you know?
I'm curious if like how like counter effects would work. Like oh, the character is burning for X round, right? And then the like character is also frozen. You're just like, that's some hot ice. Like it's freezer burn.
There's a lot more stuff to talk about with the wizard. A lot of its power is hidden by the spells that we haven't discussed yet because there's so many of them and it's a little bit complicated for this video. We're gonna do a separate video on spellcasting specifically, and so if you wanna stick around for that, it's actually gonna be the next one that we post, the next Pathfinder video that we post. So that's gonna be a thing, and then after the spellcasting video, we're gonna go deeper into some other mechanics in Pathfinder. We haven't exactly decided which ones yet, but we'll let you know.
How about you help us figure out which ones we should do
That's a really
after
good idea.
spellcasting? So go down in the comments, let us know after spellcasting, what mechanics of the game do you want us to help explain or go into a deep dive or anything, like any part of Pathfinder as a whole that you want us to go into, lore included.
We have friends that can help us with that.
While you guys are
We're
down
bad
there.
at lore.
It would just be an episode of me sleeping. While you're down there, head over and hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button so that you can, you know, be subscribed. Basically,
it doesn't do anything.
So you can have the bell icon so you can get notifications for all of our future content.
Amen.
Then go over to Twitter and explain to me why you think I should care about lore at IndigoQT.
And then go find me on Twitter and help me, I don't know, pick a blouse. At QueueQT on Twitter, or you can reach both of us at _QueueTimes on Twitter, or at QueueTimes on Instagram.
We've been GameGorgon. We'll see you later.